So the runners will come up here for the Gippsland Harness Training Centre assessment trial. So as you would see under race conditions, these horses parade in the pre-race formation around the clerk of the course, and they'll come up behind the mobile barrier shortly. So our students being assessed here once again: Mystic Castle driven by Kyle Costello from barrier 3, and Payne driving Breaker Wrist from barrier number 4. So it's a real race day like simulation, even down to the coloured saddle cloths being used here. And then runners will return to scale after the completion of the trial, and the students will then go through their drives with the assessors after the event off the track. So it's a good system they have in place here at Warragul through the Gippsland Harness Training Centre to give the prospective drivers a real feel for what it would be like under race conditions. So up they come. Breaker Wrist just went a shade roughly in the score up there. It's back about a length or so. Green light up, and they're away and racing. And Miss Intense began very quickly off the inside. Breaker Wrist is showing good speed out deeper on the tracks, going forward, going to be up in the firing line early, about a half length off this leader. Settling in third spot there was Hobo Blue, and last of the 4 runners is Mystic Castle. So coming up towards the home turn this time, they've got just over 2 circuits left to go, about 1800 metres still left to travel, and Miss Intense is the leader. Stuck outside the leader at the moment there is Breaker Wrist, is going to go up and sit in the death seat as they head down the straight the first time with just over 2 circuits to travel. Third, the inside was Hobo Blue, and last of the 4 runners here is Mystic Castle. So at the judge, they've got 2 circuits left to go. And turning out of the straight, they're inside the 1600 metres. Miss Intense runs them along in the lead. Margin of about a metre. 2 on the outside, Breaker Wrist, who's content to sit outside the leader's wheel. Over on the inside in third spot, going to the back, was Hobo Blue, and still last of the 4 runners, but not far away is Mystic Castle. Into the back they go. And this time round they have completed their first circuit. They've got just on 1 3/4 to go. And striding along in the lead is Miss Intense. It's Miss Intense, the T2 trotter. C1 pacer, Breaker Wrist sitting outside it in second spot, but just at the wheel of the leader, not right up outside it. In third spot over on the inside there was Hobo Blue, and still last of the 4 runners is Mystic Castle. So they wind their way down to the home turn this time once again. They've got just over a circuit left to go. About 1,000 metres still left to run here as they swing into the straight this time. And going along nicely in the lead is Miss Intense. Controls the tempo to suit. Still facing the breeze, the outside, Breaker Wrist. Third over on the inside there is Hobo Blue, and Mystic Castle sees them all. So they're at the judge with 1 to go. About 835 metres still to travel as they swing out of the straight. And going along nicely in the lead is Miss Intense. Still in front of Breaker Wrist, the outside, who's sat outside the leader all the way. It is yet to be asked the question. Third over on the inside was Hobo Blue, and still last of all going to the back the final time is Mystic Castle. At the 700 metres here, at the 600 they go now. Into the back the last time, Miss Intense the leader. Breaker Wrist's been a hard run outside the leader second. From the rear, easing off the pegs, Mystic Castle gets into the 1 out, 1 back trails, being given every chance, and over on the inside is Hobo Blue. Up to the turn at the 400 metres now. And still Miss Intense led. Breaker Wrist won't lie down in second spot. It's got to within about 2 metres of the leader. Shortly to peel 3 wide, you would think would be Mystic Castle. And back behind those runners was Hobo Blue. Turning at the 200 metre mark. And Miss Intense has them stacked up in the lead. Breaker Wrist whacks away. 3 out on the track. Coming strongly was Mystic Castle. It's the one. Mystic Castle swept up on the outside. Kyle Costello raced it to the front, and it draws away. Mystic Castle has gone on to score nicely. About 5 metres in the run. Miss Intense has run second. Third's pretty tight there. Breaker Wrist, who had the tough run, and Hobo Blue back on the inside.